16. Glad that you're watching KTN News. This is Weekend at 1 with me, Sharon Momanyi. Welcome to the program. Now, refugee repatriation from the world's largest refugee camp, Dadaab, is set to start on the 1st of July, with over 5,000 refugees leaving the camp to their home country voluntarily. The Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, Dr. Karanja Kibisho, while officially closing a sensitization workshop for the operational refugees repatriation team, revealed that the team is expected to conduct the repatriation process in a humane, secure and effective manner within the stipulated period. The whole process will cost 20 billion shillings, with the Kenyan government contributing only 1 billion.
We need the international community to know that the problem that we are dealing with is not a Kenya's problem. It's a problem that belongs to all of us. The intention of the country has received the backing of the UN, has received the backing of a lot of members of the international community. Now what we need is to put money where our mouths are. We expect that as we engage with the international community, our intention of humane and very secure process of repatriating the Somali people, refugees, back to their country shall be realized.
5 people died and scores of others injured when 2 Matatus collided near Matatu Junction in Mwea. Of the 5 were 4 secondary students who had left school for midterm. 4 female students who were en route home for the midterm break were among the 5 people killed in the grisly crash along Mwea Embu Road on Friday. Over 30 other people were rushed to hospital with injuries of varying degrees when 2 Matatus came head-on near the Matatu Junction. Police said they had begun investigations to establish the cause of the accident. Now, residents of Kiracha, Magumoni ward in Chuka took to the streets in protest over the poor state of the roads, especially along the Embu-Meru highway, paralyzing transport within the busy corridor. The residents blocked the road, harassed motorists and lit fires, claiming that both the county and national governments have failed to erect bumps along the busy road, resulting in numerous accidents over the past 6 weeks. The demos were instigated by an accident which took place yesterday along the route, killing 5 people. It took the intervention of local police to clear the road, but residents insist the demos will continue until their concerns are met.
Sisi ni kuchoka, tumechoka sisi watu hapa Magumoni. Sababu hapa katika hii barabara kumekuwa na maanjari, hatuna hata bumps. Na pia imeandikwa kwamba tumetengenezewa hii barabara ya kutoka hapa mpaka Kitogoto na imetumia milioni 9, na ile bao iko pale ndio inamaanisha kwamba hii barabara imetengenezwa, lakini hii barabara ni kama shamba.
Ile shida tuko nayo ni shida ya barabara peke yake, na mabamsi ya hapa accident every now and then. Barabara nayo ni kama machoo mabathroom. Sasa tunaomba wananchi tafadhali waliangiwe watengenezewe njia na barabara iwekwe mabati juu ya accident.
Now, humanitarian assistance for victims of heavy flooding in Samburu has been given, with them receiving beddings, food and utensils donated by the Office of Samburu County Women Representative. The heavy rains in the area have continued to cause havoc over the past few weeks, leading to destruction of property and disruption of education. Residents living along the flood-prone areas are being asked to relocate to safer grounds in order to prevent further damage on property and lives.
Wajaribu kutafuta namna ya kuondoa hawa karibu na Malaga, ndio watu waache kupata hii hasara kila siku. Mvua ikinyesha, hiyo laga lazima imebeba watoto kwa muda mrefu, kwa mwaka 3, na hakuna saa tupoteze watoto wakienda shule, wakirudi nyumbani. Sasa hatuna amani katika hii Malaga ya Maral Town.
Kukiwa na shida tuweze kusema kwa haraka, na wale ambao wanaishi katika ama karibu na laga riparian areas, tafadhali tujaribu tu kuchangine kujiondokea, kwa sababu hatari ama maisha haiwezi rudi.
Kwa mahudhurio ambayo tumepata, tunashukuru mama yetu ambaye ameenda kututafutia kitu chochote ambayo tumetosheleka nayo wakati hii.
More Kenyans will soon have access to clean piped water. This is the aim of a policy framework being formulated to reduce the high cost of electricity, which directly determines the supply of piped water. Speaking at the Lake Victoria North Water Services Board annual stakeholders workshop in Kakamega, Water and Irrigation CS Eugene Wamalwa noted that the government is looking for alternative energy sources to bring down high electricity costs. The cost of water supply in Western Kenya stands as one of the highest, despite the region having two of the country's 5 main water towers, Cherangani and Mount Elgon.
We are that time to come.
I think electricity is really expensive. When it comes to water, we were in Mombasa at the beginning of the year with His Excellency the President, and we went to one area where we bring water to Mombasa, and they were paying 33 million shillings for electricity alone. Here we are hearing very high figures about electricity bills that have to be paid, that lead to disconnection, and therefore hamper access to water by Kenyans, which is still a constitutional right under Article 43. So we want to assure you that these are some of the policy issues that we are looking at, and already we are engaging.
We need to look at the rates applicable to water sector. As the government has reduced street lighting rates, it should do the same for water.
Now, hundreds of youth in Madogo, Tana River County took to the streets to protest against a lack of ID cards. The over 500 youth blocked the busy Garissa-Nairobi road, paralyzing transport for over 2 hours. They say that lack of ID cards has greatly inconvenienced them. Majority of them can no longer travel, open an account, enroll for further studies, or even secure any legal employment. They are claiming that the registration office has become partisan and overtaken by politicians who only push for issuance of ID cards for their supporters. And on Thursday morning, a team of 5 justices of the Constitutional Court of Uganda converged to begin hearing the main petition, where Uganda's Attorney General is seeking a court order to ban Dr. Kizza Besigye's defiance campaigns. However, the justices adjourned the hearing of the petition, saying that it would be unfair to hear the petition without Besigye in court. Besigye is currently incarcerated in Luzira prison after being accused of treason. Here is Solomon Seruwanju's report from Uganda.
Is he under arrest or not?
He has been arrested several times since 2001 when he expressed his political ambitions. Charged in courts of law 46 times, and he is still counting. Former presidential candidate Dr. Kizza Besigye's court battles are well chronicled in the letter that he penned to the Chief Justice of Uganda, Bat Katurebe, on the 30th of May 2016. In the letter, Besigye laments about the abuse of his rights and mistreatment while in court, calling for the interventions of Bat Katurebe to sweep the temples of justice clean. Besigye has been in and out of court during his political struggles, with the latest appearance at Kasangati Magistrates Court for disobeying lawful orders. Just last week, Besigye was in Nakawa Court battling with the charges of treason. Today, he was expected at the Constitutional Court before Justice Stephen Kavma on the case of defiance, although he failed to turn up and the case was adjourned. But reading beyond the legalities and the court battles, how do these consistent court cases affect Besigye's political life and struggles? Robert Chirunda is a senior lawyer, also a political analyst, who has kept a keen eye on Besigye's political career. He says that it has helped transform him from the person of Besigye into the Besigye ideology.
Besigye has gone from being an individual to a phenomenon. So there are those who don't believe in the politics of Dr. Kizza Besigye, but there are those who study the idea of Dr. Kizza Besigye, the phenomenon that is Besigyeism. And you've seen even the man evolve. He didn't use the caught-up-in language. Then he was believed to be militant and aggressive. You could see he was struggling to contain the man that he has now become, or to contain the man that he once was, to fit within the man that he has now become. A mellow, calm person who appeals to reason.
Through his political lens, Chirunda opines that these consistent cases have helped Dr. Besigye expose the weaknesses in the court system. Wherever Besigye is, the media follows. And to Chirunda, it is these appearances in the different court sessions which are widely covered by both the national and international media, which keeps him alive in the population.
There are those who believe that he is the only courageous Ugandan who has the guts to be in that dock and stand for what he believes to be what is right. You see? So those are very different reasons, but every time that your camera rolls and shoots at his face entering that prison van, there are those who were in his class at medical school who said that this guy was a brilliant surgeon. There are those with whom he was in the bush who say, is this what he fought for? So understand that in politics, like in business, there is never such a thing as bad press.
He is, however, shocked by Besigye's decision to refuse representation in the treason trial, whose maximum sentence is death.
I think that when I see Dr. Besigye, the one trial that comes to mind is Mandela's Rivonia trial. Is he trying to recreate Rivonia? I don't know. Were I to be in his shoes, would I decline representation when I'm facing treason? I doubt it. Because treason is one of the most serious charges anyone can face.
We also talked to city lawyer Elias Lukwago, who is also one of Besigye's legal team. Lukwago says that the move by government to open up different charges is a way of watering down his political struggles.
So all these institutions now, the DPP office, the police, the judiciary, and all these other institutions charged with the dispensation of justice are being used by this regime to persecute Dr. Kizza Besigye. So all you are witnessing right now, to sum it up, it's not prosecution, but persecution.
Lukwago, who also doubles as the Kampala Lord Mayor, also watered down the arguments that Besigye is politically gaining capital from the several court cases.
It's horrendous, it's horrible, it's preposterous. So you can imagine that kind of situation, which is life-threatening. It's a threat to your life. You cannot enjoy it. You cannot, certainly you cannot. So whatever political capital you may imagine being derived out of that kind of horrible treatment is secondary.
I also picked his mind on why Besigye would decline to representation by the lawyers in the treason case.
I mean, considering the experience he has got now, I think he at least he can effectively represent himself.
Whether it is a political game taken into the arena of the judiciary, one thing is true, that he who alleges must prove, and it is the burden of proof that the scales of justice will either weigh in Besigye's favor or not. Solomon Serwanja, KTN News, Kampala, Uganda.